This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Rachel Fife.
Well, welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Now, if you're looking for a vet who is focused on preventative care and the use of raw and whole food diets for your dog or cat, well, that vet is closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Dr. Pablo Etchemendy, with Healthier Pet Veterinary Care. Dr. Pablo, how is it going?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me, Rachel.
Well, we are really excited. Yeah, well, we're excited to learn about your veterinary practice. So tell us about your business.
Sure. Well, again, thanks for having me. And Healthier Pet Veterinary Care is an integrative veterinary clinic in Santa Ana. We're really dedicated to helping pets live longer and healthier lives. We combine modern medicine, what you may find at most clinics, but we like to do it combined with a natural nutrition and a very preventative wellness focus. My wife and life partner, Cecilia, and I, we built this clinic 5 years ago to be different. We want to be transparent. We want to be compassionate. And I like to say we're relationship focused. We want our clients to be informed and supported at every visit.
I love that. Well, how did you get into veterinary and your business and all of that? How did you get started?
Well, I've been a vet for 23 years now. I grew up in Southern California, but through different things in life, I ended up going to vet school actually in Uruguay in South America. That's where I started out my career in large animals, working with cows, actually. Then when I returned to California in 2009, I worked as a veterinary nurse for a while I got my license in the U.S. And a few years later, like I said, my wife and I, Cecilia, we opened Healthier Pet Veterinary Care. The inspiration honestly came from our own experience with our dogs. A few years ago, we lost one of our dogs. Her name was Leela. She ended up having some liver cancer, and as a vet, you feel really helpless when you can't help your own dog. And so she unfortunately passed away all too quickly. And I really got to give all the credit to Cecilia, my wife. She's the one that started researching alternatives, especially with nutrition and medicine. As a vet, you're trained, as 99% of vets are, looking at medicine and Western medicine, and you don't really pay too much attention to the other things. But that research that she did really changed how I view medicine today. It showed me that the best results come from combining science with a more natural approach as well. And since then, I've been practicing sort of like I said, integrative medicine, which is a mix of both, but a lot of focus on nutrition. You've probably heard the phrase, you are what you eat, and so is your dog and cat.
Wow. What do you think are maybe some myths or misconceptions in your industry?
Well, definitely, I think one of the more common one, unfortunately, is that veterinary medicine is all too expensive. That taking your pet to the vet is really costs you an arm and a leg. And the truth is that our costs of doing business are very high as well. Our costs to operate are high. And we are using the same medical grade equipment and diagnostics as you would find in your own human hospital. But most people, unfortunately, don't have insurance to cover that. So the cost comes out of your pocket. So there is a myth that we like to charge a lot, but a lot of that has to do with simply the cost that we have to run the business. We do everything we can to provide transparent pricing and real value, because we do understand the financial commitment that families make for their pets. And second, I like to just touch on that there's a myth that preventive care is just vaccines. And yes, that forms part of it, but like I said earlier, so is nutrition, early detection, and education as well.
Wonderful. Well, now we know marketing is really the heart of every business. So how are you finding, your patients and your customers and such?
Luckily, I have to say our main point of marketing is word of mouth marketing from just clients that are happy with our service, people that have known me for many years. like I said, I've been doing this long enough that I have seen puppies come in at 8 weeks old and unfortunately pass away a few years later at a very old age. And then, of course, we do the mainstream marketing of our social media and so forth. But a lot of it does come from our own clients.
Have you ever thought of doing your own podcast by any chance?
I have. It's on the list, and especially lately, I've been really thinking about that because I know not a lot of people have exposure to veterinarians that are okay talking about this. I have a lot of clients that come in and are extremely surprised when I tell them you got to feed your dog a raw meat. So, yes, I want to definitely get that out there. And thinking about podcasts, webinars, something like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, now outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
When I'm not at the clinic, I love traveling, spending time outdoors as much as possible, hiking. I love kayaking and fishing. And really one of my biggest passions is motorcycle riding. So it's always a great way to clear my mind, explore new places, and just get away after a busy week.
Wonderful. Well, now, Dr. Pablo Etchemendy, please tell our listeners one thing they should really remember about healthier pet veterinary care.
I really want people to know that healthier pet veterinary care isn't just another vet clinic. And I really mean that. We're your partner in your pet's lifelong health. Our goal is to make your experience with us truly different. We take the time to listen, and I honestly mean that 100%. We take the time to listen, to answer your questions, and to clear up any doubts you might have. We believe every visit should leave you feeling informed and confident about your pet's care. It's really not about rushing through appointments. It's about building relationships and creating a calm and caring space for you and your pet.
Well, how can our listeners learn more about healthier pet veterinary care?
First of all, you can always stop by. We're here in Santa Ana at the corner of MacArthur and Fairview in a little shopping mall. And then, of course, going to our website, healthierpetveterinarycare.com. We're there, or give us a call. Our number is 657-900-2263.
Well, Dr. Etchemendy, I really appreciate you being on the show, and I wish you and your veterinary clinic really all the best moving forward.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to reach out to your listeners, and we're always waiting. Come on in.
All right. Great.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnporangecounty.com. That's gnporangecounty.com. Or call 714-941-8862.
Oh, great job.